Hello everyone, my name is Dylan and welcome to this Legend of Zelda tier list. Today I'm going to be ranking all of the mainline Zelda games and all of the remakes uh, i in this tier list from S to haven't played. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of it haven't played games in this tier. I'm doing this to celebrate the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. Now, let's go over a few things before we start. One, there's going to be no nostalgia bias because I'm not nostalgic for Zelda at all. The first game that I ever played was Breath of the Wild back in quarantine, dang near 6 years ago. And also, a lot of these games that I did play, I played them emulated, so I'm going to rank them based on the emulated experience and the experience I would have had if I played it on its original console, if that makes sense. So, also, a lot of everything is being taken into account here: story, gameplay, items, dungeon design, bosses, character design, everything. Let's begin with the original Legend of Zelda. Hmm. I did play this game a few weeks ago to celebrate the 40th anniversary, and it does look dated, but I feel like it's a nice like retro game to come back to every now and then. I did have to use save states and I had to use a guide because I had no idea what to do or where to go. I mean, the dungeon design for the time was good. And the story, well, there's not even that much of a story. It's just on the opening crawl and then you play the game. So I'm going to give this a C. A solid Legend of Zelda. Now, Zelda 2 I haven't played. Link to the Past I haven't played. Link's Awakening I haven't played either. I don't want to play Zelda 2. I heard it's like the Dark Souls of Zelda games. Now, Ocarina of Time. I played this game like I played this game when Nintendo released the N64 games for Nintendo Switch online a few years back. And I like it. I think it's amazing. Great 3D Zelda since it is the first one. Hmm. I'm debating between double AA or S. I'm debating. Double the reason double A is here is because there's a lot of games that I think could be an A but could also be an S, so that's why this buffer is here. Dungeon design is good. The only bad thing about Ocarina of Time is the water temple. Everything else about this game is good. So I'm gonna put it in. I'll put it in S. Yeah, you heard me. Link's Awakening for the Game Boy Color did not play that. Uh, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I like the gameplay of this game, but there's only 4 dungeons. The masks were very fun to use. The masks are the best part about this game. But Zelda as a character has no screen time in this game. The final boss was cool, but it's also super easy if you have the Fierce Deity mask, which I had when I played this game. Mm. The side quests are very fun. This game has such a darker atmosphere compared to its predecessor. So I'm going to put it in A. Hmm. Uh, Oracle games did not play. Four Swords, there is no possible way for me to play this game because there's no single player mode, so can't play it. Now, we get to talk about probably my favorite Zelda game ever, The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. We're putting it up there, obviously. For those of you who saw me, this is not the remake because the remake is right here. This is the original GameCube one. I played through this game emulated on my computer on Dolphin, and I freaking loved this game. And I played this game emulated because, dude, I was like a 9-month-old baby when this game came out. There was no way I could play it or have any memory of playing it at all. So it's a great sequel to Ocarina of Time. The Great Sea is a fun map to explore. The music is great. The art style is iconic and unforgettable. The items are great to use. The dungeon design is good. Not the best dungeons in Zelda's, but not the best dungeons in Zelda, but not the worst either. Best dungeon in this game is probably the Earth Temple because it's so fun to fly around with Medley. Using the Wind Waker as a mechanic was fun. I did not like I did not like having to change the wind though every time with the Wind Waker, and the boat was slow, and it did feel like padding, but at least there was stuff to do on the boat, like finding treasure or killing big octos. The story is worthy of being a sequel to Ocarina of Time. The final Ganon fight's fun, but I just dislike how short it is. It's over in like a few minutes if you know what you're doing. So yeah, Four Swords haven't played. Minish Cap haven't played. Two games that I really want to play are Minish Cap and Link to the Past. Now, this game. I played Twilight Princess. I've only played this game one time, and I played it on mouse and keyboard because I didn't have my GameCube controller when I first played this game. Uh, this game, it's good. I think this game is a little overrated. Wolf Link is fine. He's nothing to write home about, but he's not awful. Midna was a good companion. This game had great dungeon design. I did not like the way the characters look. I also did not like having to go around and find bugs to upgrade the wallet. I hated doing that in this game. I also didn't like that you had to get 5 heart pieces to get 1 heart container instead of in Wind Waker where you needed 4. So, I'll put it I'll put it in A because it has a similar feel to Majora's Mask. It has like a darker, edgier feel. Okay, now this game, that's Phantom Hourglass. I played this game emulated on I think Melon DS. I'm not gonna lie, this game, I did not like this game at all. If I was on the boat or in the Temple of the Ocean King, I did not like it. This game is just a cruddy DS port of Wind Waker and nothing more. The story doesn't matter. It ends in the same place it begins. Tetra is petrified for the whole game and is somehow useless throughout the whole game. Even more useless after she became Zelda in Wind Waker. But the only redeemable quality about this game is Linebeck. Linebeck is a fun character, and he's the only reason I beat this game. He's got like Captain Jack Sparrow energy, but I just don't. I just don't like this game. Drawing on the screen during the final battle was so freaking hard. Even emulated it was hard. I'm putting this game in D. I don't think it's F. There are worse games on here. Okay, Spirit Tracks. This goes in B. I played this game. This is one of the few games I played both emulated and on its original well, not original console. I played this game on an old 2DS XL my brother had in his closet, which I'm surprised still worked. And emulated, okay, emulated, I would put it down here, but on its intended console, I put B. The Tower of the Spirits is a way better designed dungeon than the Temple of the Ocean King. The train is not the worst part about this game. I actually really like the train because of the music. Sure you're limited where you can go thanks to the train tracks, but that just motivates you to complete more quests and unlock more train tracks. This game has this game made me fall in love with Toon Zelda as a character. This game is where Zelda is the most useful. Spirit Tracks Zelda, or Toon Zelda as she's called in this game. Actually, no, she's called Toon Zelda in Hyrule Warriors. That's right. But the final boss is great, and the ending is probably the best ending in all of Zelda. The pan flute, the pan flute is the only thing I would remove from this game. So put this game. This is an underrated game, and people give it a lot of flack for it being attached to Phantom Hourglass. All right, now time for Ocarina of Time 3D. This is another game that I played emulated. I don't think it's as good as the original. I would put it here. I just feel like the original is better. It's okay. I do like how it's not you don't have to blow into the mic to use the ocarina, which they could have easily done that since they did that for Spirit Tracks, but they chose not to and instead just mapped it to buttons, which is nice. But see, Hyrule Field is still is still big and Hyrule Field is still a big empty boring field. Like it doesn't have to be that big. You could make it half as small. And I'm also moving Ocarina of Time back down for that reason because Hyrule Field is just so empty and boring. Like until you get the horse, Hyrule Field is just such a slog to get through until you get the horse. So I'm moving Wind Waker in. I mean, not Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, the double A, and Ocarina of Time 3D goes here in B. Skyward Sword original did not play. Wind Waker HD I did play. This game just this game just cuts the playtime in half, dude. It took me like 40 hours to beat Wind Waker original, and it took me like 22 to beat HD. They made everything about this game better. They included the Swift Sail. They made the Picto Box and Nintendo Gallery much easier to complete. Uh, the graphics look better, but it's a shame that it's locked to the Wii U, which is why I played it emulated. This game is just when it comes to these two, if I want to revisit Wind Waker, I'll play it. I'll play the HD version because it just has the quality of life improvements. You don't have to you don't have to go through the same animation with the Wind Waker every time you want to play a song. Uh, when you're flying around with the Deku Leaf, there is a spot on the ground that shows you where to land. You can move while using the boomerang. You you can move and target things with the boomerang at the same time, whereas in the original you couldn't do that. So this is just a better designed remake with all the padding cut from the game. Now, Link Between Worlds. I I like this game, but to me, this feels like a 3D remake of Link to the Past, but since I never played Link to the Past, I'm going to rank it differently. I liked the item system in this game where you rented items and if you died, you'd have to buy them again. Adds another reason to not die. So, this game, if you cut out all the optional like street pass stuff, which I couldn't do because, Nintendo killed that service. Actually, no. The only way to use Street Pass is with a physical 3DS. I I did like the wall mechanic where you could just like merge into the walls like a painting. I liked that you could choose which dungeons you wanted to do first, and it didn't like force you. The transition between high rule and low rule was a fun mechanic, but it is a little short. And that being said, I think this game is better. This game is better than Ocarina of Time 3D because it's still an original game, but I think Spirit Tracks is better. Spirit Tracks has a better story. Majora's Mask 3D, I did not play this. Did not play this. I plan to, but not yet. Now, all right, this goes in F. This game, the single player experience of this game is awful, and there's no way to play this game in multiplayer anymore because Nintendo killed the servers for this game. This game's single player is so frustratingly hard. All the boss fights are designed for 3 players, so it's so hard having to switch between green Link to blue Link or blue Link to red Link or whatever. It was so hard. There's no that there is no redeeming qualities of this game unless you played the multiplayer mode, but back when it was online, you could probably rank it higher, but I just did not like this game when I played it. And I played it emulated, by the way. All right, Twilight Princess did not Twilight Princess HD did not play. Okay, Breath of the Wild. The first Zelda game that I ever played. Played this game during quarantine. I liked it a lot. It felt like Minecraft where you could just explore the world and do what you want. You didn't have to focus on the main quest. You could just explore every corner of the map, do every side quest. The one thing I do not like about this game is I would say probably all the DLC and amiibo gear locked behind a paywall. I did not like that about this game. Like, there should be just a way to find that in the game instead of having to pay for it. The story and music is good. The dungeons in this game are not unique. The only good thing about these dungeons are the boss fights, and the rest of the dungeon just the rest of the only part of this game that I would consider to be a dungeon is Hyrule Castle, which is at the very end of the game. But some quests were fun in this game. The way I made money in this game was I just farmed the Stone Talus, and every Blood Moon I would just farm them over and over and just sell their gems to the Jewel Baron from Gerudo. So I'd put this I'd put Breath of the Wild above Ocarina. Now Skyward Sword HD. I did not play Link's Awakening Remake. Skyward Sword HD, I did play this game. Now, I think this goes in S, personally. Skyward Sword HD Remake. The only bad thing about this game is finding imprisoned more than once. Just cut that from the game, and I think it would be perfect. The narrative was good. The dungeons were fun. The boss rush mode in this game was fun. Girahim was a cool character. Groose was the comic relief character. It was cool learning about the lore of the goddess and finding out that Zelda is just the goddess in mortal form. The final demise fight was cool. Flying around in the sky felt a little boring from time to time, but comparing that to I would rather have the ocean in Wind Waker than the sky in Skyward Sword. But the side quests in this game were fun. Like having to deliver pumpkin soup to the big sky god. I forget his name, the big sky fish. Yeah, it was fun. Now, Tears of the Kingdom. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I prefer this game over Breath of the Wild only because they fixed the amiibo and they fixed the amiibo gear drop rates and they just included it in the game and it wasn't locked behind a paywall like in Breath of the Wild. They all the amiibo and DLC gear that was behind a paywall in Breath of the Wild is just in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which I feel makes it worth the increased price. The story of these games are weak, but I feel like the gameplay makes up for it. Actually, I need to play Tears of the Kingdom. I played Breath of the Wild twice, but I've only played Tears of the Kingdom once. I need to replay that game again. Do I want to put Do I want to put Skyward Sword here? No. I have to include a game. I have to include a game up here that's not Wind Waker just because Wind Waker is my favorite. I will I'll put mm, actually no. Actually no. I'll put Ocarina of Time up here. The only bad things about Ocarina of Time is Hyrule Field being too big and the Water Temple. Skyward Sword has the Imprisoned. Tears of the Kingdom. Weapon durability is still. They only slightly improved the weapon durability with the fuse mechanic, but it is better because they're. This game is better than Breath of the Wild because it allows players to just build whatever they want. It's like a it's this game is more like Minecraft than Breath of the Wild is. I'm go- I'm gonna put this right here actually. Yes, but no. I think Skyward Sword HD is better than Twilight Princess Original. See what I mean? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, okay, not counting remakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. I still have to play through 8 of these games. I'm not going to play through Skyward Sword Wii because those controls are hard to emulate. Or maybe I could just play it on my old Wii and see if it works. But there's no reason for me to buy a copy of this game when I already have a copy of Wind Waker. I mean, of Skyward Sword HD. So there you have it. You guys could disagree if you want. I'm not letting nostalgia get in the way like some of you guys are. It is a good game. I mean, Wind. Okay, S is like the closest to perfect Zelda has ever been. Double A is like a buffer between A and S. B, I feel like B is like the baseline for Zelda. Like these, like any future Zelda game has to be at least this good. So, um, well, let me know what you guys think of this tier list. My name is Dylan. Goodbye, everyone, and peace out.